Dear ladies and gentlemen who are following the latest international news, dear ladies and gentlemen, according to AMK's mapping of the Russian ballistic attack on Ukraine on June 6th, the following is the estimate. 10 Iskander ballistic missiles were launched, none of which were hit. 13 Kalib cruise missiles were launched, 2 of which were hit. 4 Kh-101 cruise missiles were launched, 1 of which was hit, and 1 Kh-31B missile was launched, none of which was hit. Thus, Russia launched a total of 27 missiles. But Ukraine is said to have intercepted only 3 of which were hit, with a very low 10.7% success rate of the targets that the Russian ballistic missiles attacked, including 4 Iskander missiles targeting and hitting the city of Tranhip, 3 Iskander missiles targeting and hitting K, and the area around 2 Fire Iskander targeted and hit Taria. Hak province Pitieva 1 Iskander missile targeted and hit Paplohadiper province Petrovsker on the target that the Russian cruise missile attacked, including 3 Kh-101 missile targeted the city of Lertwo. Missiles reached the target 1 Kh-101 Amadat. The city of Tobin hit the target. 4 calipers aimed at the city of Elker. 3 hit. 4 calipers aimed at the city of Tobin. All 4 Hiton caliper was air defense. Ukraine sold out. Gunst province Levop. Target unknown. 3 clips aimed at the airbase. Osene province Hitomi province all hit the target. In addition, the Russian aircraft also launched a Kh-31P anti-radar missile shot, hit the target in Tuli Odessa province. Russia was in a rage, unleashed a retaliatory strike. K and all over Ukraine was ablaze in a hail of missiles and artillery. But hidden after the storm of fire, it was not just ordinary anger, but a clear display of the power of military technology that Russia possesses. Weapons that were once despised by the West are now becoming real obsessions on the battlefield. From stealthy cruise missiles to suicide UAVs to the long-range air defense system of Moscow, it is not only fighting to fight back, but also fighting to affirm Russia is still a military power that can make the world wary. A major threat from Russia, which has launched a military campaign in Ukraine since 2022, despite its economy being much weaker than NATO. Russia in wartime can still produce as much core ammunition in 3 months as NATO does in 1 year, NATO leader warns. That if member states don't act now, the risk of attack could become real in just 3 to 5 years. He says if nothing is done now, the next few years may be fine. But then we will really be threatened before that. Some NATO member states, such as Germany, have expressed concern about the possibility of conflict with Russia in a large-scale war. According to NATO, Russian President Vladimir Putin is preparing to use military means to achieve strategic goals. President Elva Gitanura has also warned Russia could attack in just a few years, and his country have about 4 to 5 years to prepare. Russia has repeatedly denied the above information, asserting that they do not gain any benefit from attacking a NATO country. Recently, U.S. President Donald Trump and German Chancellor Friedrich M. met at the White House on June 6th to discuss efforts to end the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The Prime Minister stressed President Trump as the key figure to ending the Ukraine crisis and called on the U.S. to step up pressure on Russia. Trump responded to the German leader. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine is like 2 kids fighting in the park. Sometimes we should let them fight a little longer before separating. Mentioned this metaphor in my meeting with Russian President Putin. I told him, you can continue fighting and suffer more losses, both sides. It's like in hockey. The referee often lets players fight for a few seconds before intervening just a few hours before. Trump and M's meeting. Russian forces launched a large-scale airstrike into the areas around Kiev. According to the announcement of the mayor of Kiev, Vitaly Glitko, at least 3 civilians were wounded by this attack a day ago. The U.S. president warned that Moscow's reaction to the operation of attacking Russian air bases named Spiderweb in Ukraine may not be very pleasant. Trump revealed that Mr. Putin said Russia would respond strongly to the attacks on their airports. Told Mr. Putin that I did not like it. I told Russia to stop. Russia and Ukraine have resumed direct negotiations and had 2 talks in Turkey, but the 2 sides have made no significant progress beyond the agreements to exchange prisoners, while the situation on the front line is still tending to escalate, especially when Ukraine has just carried out an operation targeting 5 Russian air bases, causing great losses in Moscow.